We are back to break down the final team before Tecmo Madison 13, and today we are breaking down the Atlanta Falcons. What do you got to say about the Atlanta Falcons, Mort?
The Falcons, I guess the main thing you think about them is Deion Sanders and Rison.
Yep.
It started with some of their offense. His quarterbacks are Chris Miller, who has 44 PC, average 13 running speed, but only 31 passing speed. So that's a very slow pass. And as the void pass block is 31. As we all know, the accuracy of passing doesn't really do much, so ignore it. MILLEN has 38 pass control, but also 38 pass speed, so his ball will get to the receiver a little quicker. Still 13 MS. Sometimes you might want to use MILLEN, especially if the condition starts to go up, to have that ball that travels faster to your receiver. Running back, Mike Rozier is a pretty good running back with 50 MS, 31 receptions, pretty much ordinary every place else. We got Michael Haynes, who's a receiver probably with the number 81. 25 maximum speed, 50 receptions, pretty low-end receiver, slow but can catch the ball. Steve Broussard, a running back with 38 MS, 31 receptions, not a bad number 2 running back. Keith Jones is another 38 MS running back, 25 receptions, another good backup running back, so you got a couple pieces here. At receiver, we have Floyd Dixon, who's another 25 MS receiver, 50 receptions. Really not much there, but then you got this guy. Probably the second best receiver in the game with his 63 MS is Andre Bad Moon Rising, 75 receptions. And if you really look at the other 2 receivers better than him, Hill and Rice, don't get a lot of action. When you look at it, the Falcons get used a lot of matchups. So for the practical terms, Rison's probably the best receiver you're going to see in Tecmo Madison.
Yeah, for sure. The Falcons are part of this lower tier class, but the thing that's weird about them is they have a standout player on both offense and defense, so you think they would be a better team than they actually are. But we'll get to that, and we'll go through the rest of the team.
All right, Tracy Johnson is your fullback with 31 MS, 50 hitting power. I actually use him in a tight end a lot, so my sweep plays will work a little bit better. George Thomas has 31 MS and 44 receptions, and a receiver, not much there. Then you got Shawn Collins, your second receiver, who has 50 receptions and 50 speed, max speed. A pretty nice compliment to Andre Rison right there. Your backup tight end is really a receiver. No, actually, is a tight end with some hitting power, 31 hitting power and 31 receptions. On your offensive line, you got a 50 hitting power, 19 MS center, Jamie Dukes. Houston Hoover is 19 MS and 44 hitting power. Bill FRALIC is 44 maximum speed, 50 hitting power. Mike Kind is 38 hitting power, 31. It's a average to below average line. And Hinton has 69 hitting power and also 31 maximum speed, which will go to your kickoff returner. So you get some pretty good kickoff returns with this team. Greg Davis sucks with only 25 kicking ability. And your punter is pretty good, but your punter isn't going to win any games in real life, let alone Tecmo.
So that 25 for Greg Davis, let's see, what kind of field goal range would that give him? That would give him 67, no, down another notch. That's about a 63-yard field goal, 63, 64 in that range. So you want to test it out. So he doesn't have too good of a range on the Falcons kicker. So we see the chats in the chat box. We'll get to those. What's up, Mitch? What's up, Deontay? And we'll get to those after the team breakdowns. If you have any questions for Mort, just post them in the chat box. But let's talk about the Atlanta Falcons. So Atlanta Falcons in 1990, they actually were 5-11. They were a team on the rise because in 1991, they actually edged out the 49ers. They both had the same record, and they were both 10-6, but the Falcons got into the playoffs. So the weird thing about the Falcons defense is they have 2 guys that were actually football and baseball players in the NFL and MLB. One of those guys is obviously Deion Sanders. The other guy is Brian Jordan. But let's go through the team. Tim Green is the right end, 38 maximum speed, 50 hitting power, 19 receptions, so he doesn't have coverage. Tory Epps He's also okay for a nose tackle. 56 hitting power is all right. 38 maximum speed isn't bad. Also 19 interceptions, not good for coverage. Mike Gann, with the Falcons' defense being so poor overall, this is a guy you might user control on some plays because he has a 50 maximum speed, 50 hitting power. And besides Deion Sanders, you don't have too many good options. There's maybe one linebacker and Jessie Tuggle that you'll want to control. So let's breeze through this poor linebacking core real quick. Darian Connor, 19 interceptions, no coverage, bad hitting power at 38, 38 maximum speed, not too good. John REID, again, 38 maximum speed, 38 hitting power, no coverage, 19 interceptions. Jessie Tuggle, he's an average to below average linebacker in this game. You may use him in some situations just because there's not many options, but he's a 44 maximum speed, which is decent. 38 hitting power is not good for busting through the line, and then a 19 interceptions. Michael REID is your last linebacker, and again, he's weak. 38 hitting power, 38 maximum speed, 19 interception. So a lot of popcorn candidates in this linebacking core, pretty much all of them. If Christian Okoye has anything to do with any of these guys in that type of matchup, then they're just going flying. Deion Sanders, so he is an elite defender in this game. I think the 56 hitting power is kind of funny because Deion Sanders is known for being a poor tackler, even though he was good at everything else. He's got a great running speed at the snap of the ball, 44. Accelerating at 56 rushing power, 75 maximum speed. You're not going to get faster than that on defense. I already talked about the hitting power, and the 56 interceptions is above average. And the quickness rating doesn't do anything, so don't worry about that. So the rest of the secondaries are not too great. You got Charles DIMRY. All those ratings are down. Snap of the ball, 25 running speed, 31 maximum speed, 31 hitting power. Another popcorn candidate, 50 interceptions. The one thing I will say about Atlanta's secondary is they're all 50 interceptions or above, so if they actually do get to a ball, they'll have a pretty good chance of breaking it up or maybe picking it off. Scott Case, he's actually your second fastest guy, useful guy in the secondary, although I don't recommend user controlling him. 38 maximum speed, 31 hitting power. He's still got a 50 interceptions. And then Brian Jordan, this is the other guy that I was talking about that played in the MLB and the NFL. He actually played in the MLB or in the NFL for 3 years. 1991, he actually made the Pro Bowl as an alternate. And he was signed by the Cardinals after that season in 92, and then he never went back to the NFL. So he didn't simultaneously play for both leagues, so he just kind of used the NFL to showcase his talents, and then he went and played baseball. So 25 maximum speed, he's not fast in this game, he probably should have been better. 44 hitting power, that's all right for a safety, and he still had a solid 50 interceptions, but not much there to user control. So, Mort, let's talk about the matchups. Who would you choose Atlanta with in a matchup if you were calling Atlanta and someone else at Tecmo Madison 13?
Now, I've seen Atlanta in a wide range of matchups. The best matchups I've seen Atlanta is Atlanta versus the Jets, hands down, was the best one I've seen, and Atlanta versus Phoenix are two of the best ones. I've also seen a lot of times where it's been Atlanta versus New Orleans, Atlanta versus Cleveland. I haven't seen. I've seen in Atlanta, Green Bay, where two guys were just JJing all over the place. I've seen Atlanta versus Dallas. That could be a game. I've seen a lot of Atlanta, Tampa Bay, another game where people just want to pass against each other. Atlanta versus Pittsburgh. And then it's the problem with Atlanta. It's hard to go up against a fast running back because he'll run right at Deion Sanders. So most of the teams above Atlanta you wouldn't want to play them against. But still, that's a wide variety of teams that could probably compete with Atlanta or at least stand up to them for a little while.
The good thing about having your best defender is the top corner is the best running plays don't run up there. There's a few you can choose from that will, make that a weakness, but they're not typically in people's playbooks, so they have to work them in. Obviously, you have the 4 wide receiver or the run and shoot formation where you have the toss up. That one's very common, but the other ones they kind of got to work in the playbook. Atlanta is kind of a their closest mirror image is Tampa Bay, actually. The biggest because basically they both have a top cornerback that's good. The problem with this matchup from the Atlanta side is that they have poor quarterbacks, and Wayne Haddix has the best interceptions in the game. So, anything you throw up there is a candidate to be, any ball you throw up there could be intercepted a lot easier than if it was the other way around. Because Vinny Testaverde still has good pass control, even though his passing speed's weak, and then Deion Sanders, he could get to the ball, just interceptions are lower. But you know what? Atlanta does have Shawn Collins on the other side, so it's a matchup you could choose. They're pretty close.
I can see Atlanta versus the Rams, too. I mean, the Rams have the Atlanta's with their secondary could probably at least be able to hang into the game because the Rams' defense is really hard to use.
Yeah, and the Atlanta's running game's not bad with Rozier at 50 maximum speed, but their offensive line isn't good.
Yeah.
But Atlanta, because they have these star players, they have more range than some of the lower tier teams. So you could match them up against other teams if you know what they're doing. I wouldn't recommend it besides the one that, Mort just went through. What do you think of Atlanta Saints? You think that's a matchup you like?
Yeah, I'll take the Saints.
Oh, you want to use the Saints?
Yeah, sure.
You think that's a good matchup?
It's a good matchup. Atlanta's the better team, but the Saints can go after some of their weaknesses.
Yeah, see, this would never be a match that I would call because I feel like not only do the Saints have decent run game because they have multiple options. If they bring Hayward in as a running back, he could pretty much popcorn everyone on the Falcons defense because he's a 94 hit power. Besides the lineman and Deion Sanders, he's just going to run right over them. So it's going to be tough to stop that run game. So you would call run more of the percentage of the time defensively and try to get them to make a mistake in the pass game. You got tons of time with Deion Sanders to catch up to the ball. So we'll see how this game goes. So we got a question from Mitch. I hear everyone always say run towards the best player on defense. What is the rationale behind that?
That is because if I run plays at his best defender, running plays, his blockers hit him, and it's easier for me to get yards. So, he has to deal with the blockers following him around while I'm running the ball and gaining territory, gaining yards on him. That's why, especially when you have those defensive backs or those linebacker ones that are targeted by a blocker, you run plays at them. What I'm going to do is put my playbook so I have plays that it kind of exploit that I'm all just going to design just to take advantage of the situation.
Yeah, and I'm not too confident in this type of matchup just because, the way he's choosing his playbook right now, he's going to have two running plays running right at Deion. So if he gets me picking back and forth between those plays because there's going to be blockers running at me, it's going to be tough to, guess what he's doing and slow down the passing game if I'm guessing run all the time. Because there's just no good option on the bottom side of the Falcons defense. Who is your favorite girl from TLC?
I don't even know which ones are which.
TLC, don't go chasing waterfall.
I know the group. I just don't know which ones are which. So I mean,
the rapper girl. What's her name? One Eye. I don't know what her name is.
One Eye. I hope she has more than one eye. Real.
Blue Eye. I don't know. I remember the videos kind of.
Normally I'd put Hayward in a tight end. I'm gonna try your idea. I haven't tried that. Just see what he's like running the ball. Give him a running play for a while. I can always switch it later. Okay, I'm set.
I'm sure he'll do fine blasting up the middle.
Yeah.
So there's no one to pick on the Saints defense. They got guys all over the field that are above average defenders. So just going to go with the standard playbook here that I choose. And I got to put Broussard in there for the running plays. Put in Shawn Collins. Tracy Johnson for blocking for that 50 hit power. And I'll put in Miller. His pass control's a little bit better. And that's pretty much it. That's all I'm going to do. So
all right, let's rumble.
See what the Atlanta Falcons got for us. I used to like using the Falcons in seasons when I used to play this game. Because I would just run in with Deion Sanders on bootleg plays and just get sacks. They ran the bootlegs
up. Yeah. I know what you mean.
They'll lead the league in interceptions and sacks with Deion Sanders. Is there a lot of marijuana abuse at the Tecmo tournament? I haven't seen it.
Me neither.
You know, because it's in Wisconsin, that's not a marijuana-friendly state, I don't believe. So, don't see too much of that going on. Maybe a little alcohol abuse since it's typically at a bar.
Oh, boy.
Oh, too much dancing.
Those two guys who can take me out, and I found them.
So, defensively, just guess run. Was hoping to get a safety or something, but it didn't work out.
If I was just patient, it was a little risky in the back of the end zone, just hoping something would open up. Notice I didn't go for anything too early. Nice.
So I was able to break that up with Deion. On that run up the middle, I like to use one of the cornerbacks. I feel like that's my best strategy to break that up. So it works out in my favor here. So here I'm guessing he's running up, and I guessed right, so...
Oh, nice. Good tapping, good today, too.
I got a Lizard King beer. I'm going for a beer today just to test it out, to see if I should drink at the tournament or not. I figure if I could beat Mort a couple of games today as we play while drinking, then maybe I could get away with it, but we'll see. Alright, so defensively... I'm going to stick with Deion. I think he's passing.
Yeah, he called it on the pass.
So I got everyone covered. I'm just going to keep active here. He's
with everybody covered, I'm just throwing it deep. I tried it, and I got lucky as hell.
And he wasn't throwing anyone fast. I had my guys up there jumping for the ball. And
yeah, they're all covered. One guy open. I just figured throw it down the field. Interceptions like a punt. Now I'd use one play with Hilliard, did it?
And even though I selected Jessie Tuggle there, they're still running after me, so the blockers. So I wouldn't recommend on that play up picking the left side middle linebacker. It's just Jordan's so slow, so he's putting me in a real tough spot. I'm probably going to try to use Gann here.
Still no bump. I keep finding the guys with hitting power, but still 4 yards.
You think that was a legal play where I take the lineman and just go up?
I'm not sure how their rules.
Because I didn't dive.
You didn't go after anybody and you went backwards. I think you're fine. I don't have a problem with it, but someone else will. But I don't. I think that should be fine. You have to ask the tournament runners. You have to ask somebody in a tournament if that's a good move or not.
Is that why LB4 is considered usually to be the worst LB to control, because most of the good running plays go to the bottom of the screen?
Yes, that's exactly why. Because you'll just get taken out on a lot of plays. You won't be able to defend them well at all.
Well, I guessed it.
Ooh, almost threw an interception there.
Alright, so I'm happy with that. You know, this drive was predicated on that long JJ on third down. So it would have been rough to let him score a touchdown there, but I hold him up.
Kicked it. Now the thing is, on defense, I got to make sure I contain his receivers, because my best defensive back isn't in the greatest position at defensive back too.
Another question for you. All things being equal, what would you say the preferred position to man control on defense is?
Either of the safety positions. they're the best. If you have a player at the safety positions, they're the easiest to not get taken out on run plays, and they're back further, so they give you better pass coverage.
Got no blocking.
So when in
there.
doubt, use a safety.
So offensively, I got to really pay attention to who he's using on defense because he's got a lot of options. So if I see him like using certain guys, I could probably try to take advantage of that. Are we going to carpool to the Tecmo tournament? No. Mort's actually going up there. He's going up there early to get some practice in.
Yeah, I'll be up there on Wednesday afternoon probably. Like Wednesday, by about 5 p.m., I'll be in Madison for the rest of the week.
So that offensive series did not go too well. I went with 2 run plays to start, only picked up 3 yards, and took the pass play for a loss, kind of danced around in the backfield a little bit. And here's a big punt return. No fumble.
Careful, should have got off balance.
I'm sticking with Deion this play. And Deion will be able to...
Nice dive.
Yeah, he'll be able to recover on those. Running down with Hayward running. I'm going to take Gann on this play.
I could get out of there.
So Gann so far has been he's been doing pretty good for me on run plays that are going up because he has 2 of them. I'm going to say passing, so I'm going to go with Deion. And it's the right call. And I stayed with him. I stayed off the screen. Deion should be there.
Nice. I wasn't sure if you would go for the running back up there. Good defense.
Thanks.
No, I figured I'd take a chance at that deep ball there, but I paid for it. But I'm still up 3-0, and my defense has been playing pretty good. Oh boy, he just caught me. That might not be good. That's not good at all.
And wasn't ready for the tap wrestling match with Mort.
I gotta play some defense now. Lucky guess there. Red zone defense, sometimes you can shorten up the field, guess a few more runs than you normally do. Just trying to hope I can force some type of mistake here to make up for my big mistake. There we go! You thought I went too far away, it turns out I did it.
And that's the trouble with a quarterback that doesn't have fast pass speed. You think you could sneak it in. You know, I'm so close to him.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you could make that throw.
Yeah, but that low passing speed just bit you in the ass.
Alright, here I'm going to go with Deion just in case he runs up the middle. And he runs right at me, so let's see how this turns out. Honestly, not too bad there.
Yeah, not too bad. All my
24-yard
blockers didn't
gain.
target him. He did a good job avoiding them. Still, I'll take as many chances at that as I can get throughout the game.
So I'm bringing Gann back here. His interceptions aren't good, but I'm going to stick with the guy that's wide
We're all
open.
covered, so I snuck. It wasn't easy where I went to, but I managed to figure it out where to run to be able to get some yardage.
Here I'm sticking with Deion. We're in passing territory now.
Got Hilliard. Who's got my best MS.
So 12 seconds could be last play of the game, or not the game, the half. So, or he might just try to sneak one in for a field goal. And he's running up. Let's see if I can.
I think I got
Runs
just
out
enough
1
there
second.
to get in field goal range because I got a pretty good kicker, but it's going to be close. We'll see. Nope. Yard short.
But there was only 1 second left, so I don't have a chance at my own field goal. That's what you got to be careful with if you kick one from that far. Yep, good half.
But there I was like, JJ attempt is not as... I wanted to try the long field goal anyways, but I wish I had enough time to get 2 more yards so I could be sure of it, but at least I know that the arrow was on point. It's just that I just wasn't in range. Going deep, I showed coverage, and now he's going deep one-on-one with Rison. My defensive back luckily trailed and came up with it. Still, I don't want to see too many of those.
I feel like with Atlanta, you want to take a few shots to Rison throughout the course of the game. I felt like that was a good opportunity. Didn't work out, but...
I chose a linebacker here.
Oh, nice tackle.
Real lucky on a dive there. And I just hope my defense can hold up here. I actually guessed run. I was worried that he picked the sweep. And he did a good job of not throwing there, just getting his first down with the QB. Massey's my best defender, but he's in a hardy. And again, he's decided to go to JJ to Rison because I was hovering around his other 2 players. Luckily for me, once again, his QB's missed, but he won't keep missing that forever.
And Miller's an average. His pass control is actually up at 50. You think that's actually calculated, or that's just phantom ratings?
Yeah, it's like false conditioning. I really think he still plays the way he normally plays. I want to count on those.
Well, based off that last throw, I certainly can't argue with that.
He's going to Rison again. This one looks better. Yep, I thought so. See, eventually, that's why he stuck with it. Eventually, it was going to work, and it just did. But now he won't be able to complete a long JJ up against the red zone here. So I just gotta hope I can get some coverage. Oh boy. I didn't think he'd be calling that play right there. And of course, that's the one time I picked the top defensive back. Nice run.
Yeah, that's the thing. With the Saints, you could only guess which defender they're going to pick because they got so many guys at 50 maximum speed. They could really go anywhere. And that time I just got lucky catching them with the cornerback up top.
Yeah. Now my defense, that interception, I got to beat this. Now I need a big return from Hayward.
And he's just the guy to do it.
Too many guys. Orcade's in bad, but Walsh is in good.
And one thing you could do to prevent long kick returns, and a lot of people just fall asleep on this, is they run their kicker in too deep to try to tackle the kick returner.
Ooh,
if you stay back and kind of make him choose which way to go because you're back there, that's the way to do it. Plenty of times playing Mort, someone who's good at kick returns, I just kind of fall asleep and go through the motions, and then before I know it, he's down at the 30-yard line, almost running in a touchdown. I'm like, oh man, that was just poor coverage on my part.
A lot of people in bad condition, so I moved them out because I'm worried about fumbles. Penetrate.
So we put a little bit more speed on those 2 running plays going up top. I'm going to use Gann here.
Finally, I caught him using Gann.
And let's see where he throws it.
Got lucky there.
Yeah, he got one off. Guys were open, though.
Because I was going to go to the tight end, and I saw the guy recovering from my tight end. I was like, oh shit, I can't go to him. But luckily, I was able to get out of that.
I'm going to go with Sanders on this one. He goes with a run with the quarterback. Oh.
I got the blocking I wanted.
And 4K's not taking that to the house, so... But he did get a first down, so...
Well, that's the thing. Walsh is in good, so I can take advantage of
you're using Walsh.
NS.
Alright, here I'm going with Gann. I'm thinking when I run off.
Same thing again.
It actually worked out for me better with using Gann.
I figured it worked once. I'd try it again.
Here it could... Fenatury's in the backfield. It could be a run up. I'm going to use Gann again. And it was the run up. And you still get some decent yards out of it. 3rd and 3, a guess play would be huge right now.
I really need to touch.
Could be a run up, but I'm going to say he's going to pass. I do guess the play. Ooh. Deion's right there to break it up.
Yeah, here I got to go for it.
And he's going for it.
I got to check some conditionings and hope some people. Good.
So this is
back to normal.
This is even a bigger down now that it's 4th down. Going for it, 4th and 3. If he misses it, I can work on sealing the game.
Yeah.
And he'll need a touchdown because he's down 4. All right, so it's not a run up because it's a dead giveaway because of the black guy in the backfield. It's not fedatory, so I'm going to go with Sanders. Oh, wow.
I figured you would have guessed that QB sneak again. I'm going to try to take it to the house. See, this is the one thing that's effective about the QB sneak, is that when you get perfect blocking like that and you can just run, even a 19 MS, 13 MS quarterback, all of a sudden can get down the field real quick.
Yeah, I can't believe you just took that for a touchdown.
Perfect blocking. So lucky there. They don't need to be fast.
There's really no reason, though, that they would put... did you just switch the running backs?
Yeah,
oh,
I did, because Hilliard came back.
I was like, why? I've never seen them switch on the single back.
No.
I was just thinking that. I could have actually been wrong, but...
Yeah, I was about to mention it, but I was like...
whatever, let him pick Deion Sanders and just blast right through.
I think he's going to Rison again, because I was... No, this time he went back to the short guy. Wasn't an area, though, but still, that's an 8-yard gain. Right here, I just need to hold him to a field goal and make this take some time, and get him to forget about that Deion Sanders guy. First, I was going to blitz.
Oh, wow, that was way off.
Oh, because you didn't wait for him to stop. Oh, I got lucky there. He could have, if you had timed that up with Deion, but I went with Andre Rison. This time I decided to guess that play.
Oh, that was a bad move on my part.
Yeah.
I was trying to...
You're still in this, though. You just got to stop me from getting in the end zone here and hope there's time on the clock.
That was a big mistake, though.
Hayward's an excellent, so I want to see what he can do in excellent. Yeah, an excellent, I don't think it's a contest for these guys. It's just bowl them over. This time he caught on that I might pick it again, but if I had straightened
out
out,
of bounds.
I think I could have had the first down there. But it's actually a good thing. That way I don't fumble or anything. At least if I come out with a field goal, force him to get a touchdown here. Just couldn't get outside of it. Now, I'm not sure about that. If you actually go in past the line like you did, I think they'll complain about it.
That's illegal?
Yeah, I think if you go in because you went right... You didn't hit anybody? It's weird. You didn't hit anybody?
No, or dive.
Yeah, or dive, but I mean, I think it's fine. I think it's fine, but I think you'll get some complaints that, well, you shouldn't even be able to go there. I hate people. I think you should be able to do that, but I'm not sure if they'll find that acceptable. Yeah,
that's one of those things. It's not really lurching, because
I agree.
Lurching is you pick the guy and you dive right in right away.
But it depends on the tournament. If it was my tournament, that'd be good.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to go for it here. The way I see it, if I don't get it, he'll be more tempted to kick a field goal instead of scoring a touchdown. And I figured this might work one more time!
Oh, God. This play.
Oh, my God, I can't believe I got that to work again. Okay.
And I did actually split the defenders well.
Yeah, you did great. I can't believe I got around.
You made one little move and it messed me up.
Alright, now I'm going to let that excellent... Oh, jeez, they dived. They knew Hayward was going to bowl him over. Okay, now just not to make a mistake here. So if he guessed that, I was going to just take a sack. See, now you can see that guy recovering. There, I just decided not even to pass. Oh, wait! And I fumbled.
Oh, man.
I wasn't even trying to pass the ball there.
I would have had a chance of throwing down.
And a lot of times you'll see people do this in the tournament play, and just like with 5 seconds or with some little time left, and it's very smart. That way, nothing bad can happen to you. And I got lucky there with a 3-point win.
Yeah, 10-7 Saints Falcons. It's a pretty good matchup. My whole offense is basically just a couple long throws down the field.
Yeah.
One I capitalized on, one I made a mistake through an interception, so it could have been a 10-10 ball game. But
I don't think Steve Walsh is going to lead the Saints in rushing too many times.
No, 55 yards of Steve Walsh. That's just unacceptable. What's up, Flo? Yep, we're live right now. Saints Falcons. And Mort just took care of business with a nice 10-7 win. And
actually, I remember they were saying they couldn't really hear us sometimes, but yeah, it's just
during the blue screen with all the music.
Yeah, that was just a defensive game and a struggle, and like you can see that a lot of times with the teams like the Falcons and Saints, and you just gotta kind of just stick it out and just not try to stay within your game plan.
Yeah, and we actually got to break down all the teams on the stream. Mort joined me about halfway through from I think the Lions on. So, a lot of better expertise, a lot of extra expertise on the game from Mort. So I do appreciate him coming on the channel to do that. And the Falcons was the last team. But I don't think this will be the end of me and Mort breaking down certain things in
I think
in this game. I think there's much more to break down.
I think there's
getting excited in my pants for Madison. But yeah, there's more things to break down in this game. This is just the training videos for Tecmo Madison 13, and it's been a slice. What can I say?
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
So I think what we'll do today, if Mort wants to, we'll just run some games on stream, Tecmo Madison style, where we flip a coin and pick.
But let's stop the stream and then restart it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But we'll be right back.
We'll be back in say anywhere from 10 to 25 minutes. We'll be back on. We'll play 2 or 3 games, Tecmo Madison style, where we both flip a coin and choose a team. So. Thanks for joining in on the live stream. If you catch us later, let us know what you thought about it. If you're on the live stream, though, we'll be back shortly, so stay tuned for that. Download the YouTube Gaming app and on your smartphone, and then we'll notify you when I go live, but you do have to subscribe. So I think I'm going to get another beer for this one, even though my face is redder than on most of the other streams. But we'll see if I can do 2 beers and still play. That one didn't go so bad, so.
No, it was pretty good. If you had completed some of those deep passes, I would have been in trouble.
Yeah.